Hello and welcome to the Zoom room where we chat about news and stories from the creative industries. I'm really excited to introduce our guest to you today, Director of Photography, Stephen Mylonas. Welcome to the Zoom room.
Thank you, Samara. What do you have for me today?
Well, I would first up like to ask you, because I know you're a bit of a jack of all trades and do a bit of this and that. So how would you define your creative practice, what it is that you do?
Yeah, I certainly do a lot of jack of all trades stuff when it comes to filming. So I'm a director of photography, or a DOP as they call it in the industry. But yeah, what that means is you direct what you film, and or you sort of direct yourself and other cameramen. So you've got the final say in, okay, I want that camera there, I want that camera there. That's on a bigger crew. But basically, I do a lot of observational documentaries. So a lot of the times it's just me and a sound man or a camera assistant as well. So I'm very run and gun as well. So I'm basically directing the talent as well. Sometimes, I don't need to direct much when there's a celebrity in front of my camera. They know what they're doing, but quite a lot there isn't. And over the years, you get better and better. So that's basically what I do. My other jack of all trades, I guess, is editing. And I think everybody should sort of learn to edit your own stuff as well, because you get to see how your filming work looks on the computer. And you sort of practice editing, and also dabble in a bit of motion graphics, visual effects. And also color grading professionally, which I started doing recently.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. But that's, I've been doing it for 9 years now, professionally 9 years. And so, you just gradually build up your skills. So, yeah.
Great. That's fantastic. How have you been handling this time in isolation? Has it impacted your creative work?
Creative work, no. But it has impacted jobs that I was supposed to do. They all got cancelled. So I was supposed to go on a cruise ship and film this 1 hour TV special to the Kimberleys in May. That all got cancelled. So big contracts cancelled. But a lot of the cameramen who are just cameramen, they have lost their jobs until everything's back to normal. Whereas someone like myself, who runs a small production company, I can then go on to editing if I've got no camera work. So that's been fine. There's always plenty of editing to do. When you think about it, every company in the world needs a video, whether it's for Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, they need a video for the website. So everyone needs a little bit of video and a little bit of editing as well, unless they want to do it on the cheap, which is totally up to them. So always keeping busy if you're a video editor. Camera work has sort of died down until this coronavirus goes away, but I've been lucky enough to have still a few jobs here and there.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Do you have a formula to your creative work from home? Is it kind of like, are you structured and disciplined? Has it changed with the dynamics of all of this?
I just got out of my pajamas, so
yeah.
No. Not as disciplined as other people. I have a creative space, but it's also, I work from home, so the kitchen's not far away, and I have a 1-year-old child now, which makes it a bit harder, but it's not too bad. And my partner is a wonderful mum, and she does most of the work in that regard. I recommend having your own private space and having nobody talk to you if you're working from home. In my industry, so if you're editing, for example, you've got to completely shut yourself off. It is extremely hard to stay motivated and extremely hard to stay committed. Okay, I'm not going to bullcrap you here and say it's easy. It's hard. So you've got to love the industry and lock yourself away in a room and make rules with your partner or your flatmates. Make rules. I can't be talked to unless it's an emergency during these hours.
Yeah.
Because it's your job, just like you're at another job. So I'm also trying to put these rules in place for myself. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. As far as your creative work, has there been people along the way that you've worked with that you really admire or have impacted what you do?
Yes. firstly, if it wasn't for YouTube, I'd be nowhere. Let's face it, growing up, primary school, high school, I've had no access to learning about this film industry and no access to tools. Now all the tools are cheaper, and also YouTube has absolutely taught me everything. Now I can do high-end visual effects and only learnt that stuff from YouTube.
Wow.
So there's no reason why you can't get into the industry if you really want to and you're passionate about it, say editing or graphics. There's nothing stopping you. We live in such a brilliant time. People that I've looked up to or mentored me, nobody really, and I wish there was someone, because I think I'm learning a lot slower than other people. I'm very tenacious and I work hard and I do a lot, but I wish I was on these big sets, you know. I wish I had more time to work for free on big sets to learn off major directors and stuff like that. But, you know, it doesn't matter because I'm busy working and earning money, which is a good thing as well. One person I could say who I really aspire to and love is Jason Van Genderen. Have you heard of him?
Yes, absolutely.
He's actually recently gone viral with his videos with his mum, who's got dementia, and you know, they made a little coal store inside his house. The reason why I look up to him is because he always has a creative story. Okay, he won an award for Tropfest ages ago. Oh yeah, that could be a one-off. No, it wasn't. He won another award. He won another award, and he keeps winning these awards. And his videos keep going viral. So he's very creative, and he's shown the ability to come up with creative ideas. How he does that, I have to ask him. But I have talked to him quite a number of times, and yeah, he's a good bloke. So he's local where I live on the Central Coast. So and I've worked with him a few times too. So he's basically a sort of a mentor / guy I look up to. Other than that, a bit of a lone wolf and learn off YouTube.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
What is it about, you know, the creative industries and all these different, you know, art forms, your editing, your DOP work? What is it about this that you think inspires people and keeps them going in times like this?
In times like these,
Yeah.
I'm looking at Instagram videos, and there's a lot of film competitions, you know, basically to do with trapped inside in your house.
Yeah.
And they're so creative. And I'm like, I want to punch you in the face. Why didn't I think of that? You know what I mean? They're so clever, these people out there. They're so clever. And it's making me want to be more creative as well. And also I have to sort of lift the bar a bit, because all these, even young people in high schools are coming up with more creative ideas than me. But no, good luck to them. So I think always, I mean, the internet is basically your one-stop shop for searching for ideas and whatnot, but also not just the internet. You've got to get outdoors and go for a walk, and ideas come to you. And you might know yourself, Samara, ideas or songs, I know you do a bit of music as well, can come to you when you empty your mind, when you're going for a walk. I don't meditate because I find it boring, but I jog, and that's my meditation, because you empty the mind and you get to think of things that you have to, instead of listening to music. I sometimes listen to music when I'm jogging, but not all the time. So I think if there is any downtime, and if you have lost your job or whatever, use it to focus on creativity and find other avenues for business or learn a new skill. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How, well, with that is a segue for a question. How important do you think, you know, diversifying your skills, upscaling as a professional? I know there's a lot of sort of, you know, different opinions of go to an institute and study, or as you said, you know, you learn everything from YouTube, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Do you think it's important for, you know, professionals even and emerging artists to be diversifying their skills?
It is a tough question. I don't know if you've heard different opinions, but yes and no. Reason being is because I may have been better off sticking to film work, camera work only, and concentrating on that only instead of editing. For example, if I film a TV show or a 1 hour TV special or a big corporate video, I'm usually the guy who's going to edit it as well. And sometimes I've had to reject camera jobs because I'm stuck editing. And I'm like, oh, I wonder where that job could have led. led me, right? So there's that. The only thing is, I don't mind too much because I have a great passion for everything, unfortunately. So filming, visual effects, editing, all that stuff. I just love it all and I can't concentrate on one thing. But so find your passion, whether it's, it doesn't have to be my industry, I guess. It could be just songwriting and not actually singing. It could be fishing, it could be filming only, and stick to it. If that's what you really, really love. I love it all, so I'm learning it all. Yeah. So diversifying has kept me in a job during this time, okay? Which means if I'm not filming, I can actually go and edit and ask older clients, remember the edit you always wanted, but I was too busy, I can do it now.
Mm.
So I think, I don't think you have to go to a film school in my case. Reason being, YouTube can teach you a lot and speak to people. But the one and most important thing in your career, in whatever it is socializing. Speak to people. It's who you know. So, you go to a bar and have a beer, just start chatting to people. Be nice to people, because if you're not nice to people, no one wants to work with you.
Mm.
For example, on Facebook, I get some work through that. So, a friend of a friend might go, oh, this guy's filming, do you want to hire him? Hopefully you're naturally nice, but be nice to people and socialize, talk to people, talk. For example, if you play football, I grew up playing rugby league, and let's just say I'm a builder and I lost my job. The whole football team and the managers and even the whole club will try and help you find a job. But if you were just antisocial and went home after training and didn't really talk to anyone, no one would really care. You've got to meet people, you've got to talk to people. And even if you're an introvert, and I sometimes am, believe it or not, just force yourself. Just have some questions in your mind when you meet people. What do you do for work? Do you live local? Just get the ball rolling and meet people. The more people you know, the more you network, it'll help you. So in my situation, film school, no, you probably don't have to go to film school at all. All your tools is on YouTube and other websites, but also your tools are cheap as well. And practice as much as you can.
Right.
Especially in times like these, practice.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Am I talking too long? Sorry.
No, I love both of those. Practice and increase your social skills. I think it's critical.
Almost all my jobs I got was through drinking beer at a pub. Because and you don't have to do that. I don't recommend it for younger people. I was talking.
Yeah.
Meeting people. Actually, my first foot in the door, the first TV show I ever filmed, which is pretty much my first professional job in the camera world, which is really bizarre, is because I showed someone a free music video I did at a pub. And he was looking at it and he went and told his mate who was sitting next to us at the pub. He went and told his mate, and then his flatmate goes, oh, I've got an idea for a TV show. And then he rang me through that connection.
Yeah, wow.
If I didn't meet people, if I didn't show my work, in which you've got to show your work, don't be humble, show your work, then that wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't have started my career.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah.
If you had to swap careers with another creative for a day, what would you do?
What, as in what career?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I would, off the top of my head, my second career choice I've always wanted to do is teach.
Yeah.
And be a science teacher. That might sound weird to you.
Wow.
I just love science. Studied chemistry after high school, and it's my second passion. I would be a science teacher, although people tell me don't do it because the kids will do your head in. I would teach. I love teaching. I'll get a buzz out of it, but I don't do much teaching. Something I want to look into in the future. So that's what I would do, Samara.
Absolutely.
What would you do?
Great. You might come work with us someday. Start teaching with us.
Cool. No, I definitely. It's going to be in my future teaching. Yeah.
Oh, we just had you've got put me on the spot saying what I would do. We just had Shane tell us that he would be a stuntman, and I thought that was great.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I could have thought of something more exciting.
Yeah.
But it's always been my second career choice if I had one.
Yeah. I'm a bit the same. I get excited of so many areas of the creative industries. It would be hard to choose. If it had to be outside the creative industries, I thought when I was older that I might have liked to be an archaeologist. That was just one too
Yeah,
many Indiana Jones
yeah.
films.
I can
So,
get that.
you
Yeah,
know, possibly go down that road.
an astronaut. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you could imagine yourself in 3 years from now, what do you hope will be different about you and your creative work and where you're at compared to where it is now?
Well, if you're going to succeed in my career, you've got to have goals and you've got to know where you're going. I picture myself having my own little studio, something everybody wants, okay? But no one's got enough money to always rent your own studio, right? So you've got to make goals and set yourself targets for that. There's emerging technology coming out now, which is absolutely mind-boggling, which allows you to do a visually a fake set, so not green screen, but actually put up LED walls, and you can actually build a 3D environment on your computer, and it's actually rendered in real time. That's how good the computers are getting. So, which means you could be standing in front of that LED wall or a green screen, doesn't matter, and there's a real background behind you, so a fake landscape. And they filmed The Mandalorian exactly like this. That Star
Wow.
Wars, show. And movies are going to start doing it. So I actually want to incorporate that in my works. 3D environments with, you know, a live person in there, for example. I want to start doing TV commercials and show them what I can do. And yeah, the technology that's coming out is mind-boggling. So basically, in my downtime, I'm learning as much as I can about that. Yeah.
So great. Well, thank you
Yeah.
so much for joining us in the Zoom room today. It was wonderful to have you on the show.
Remember, socialize in a good way.